So let's talk about chapter 21 and why, for the purpose of this class, I'm willing to gloss over it slightly. Chapter 21 deals with the passive voice of the third IO, and fourth conjugation. Now, you are familiar with the passive voice of the first and second conjugation. For example, let's look at amo, amare, amawi, amatum, which is a first conjugation verb, as you well know. The present tense, amo, I love, amas, you love, amat, he, she, or it loves, amamus, we love, amatis, you all love, and amant, they love. This is your active form of amo. Let's look at the passive. Amor, amaris, amator, amamor, amamini, amantor. And I'm hoping that you recognize that at this point, of course, it's just the difference of endings. This is your active form, this is your passive form, and it's still based on the present stem and the present stem plus the passive personal endings. Let's look at dokeo, for example. Dokeo, dokere, dokui, doktum. And we'll conjugate it in the present tense. Good practice anyway. Dokeo, dokes, doket, dokemus, doketis, dokent. Fine, there's your active. The passive, we're just going to use the passive endings. Dokeor, dokeris, doketor, eristor, mermenientor. Doke, more, dokemeni, dokentor. This you should be well familiar with. Let's look and see how we do it in the third IO, and fourth conjugation, and I'm going to demonstrate that there's not a significant difference. So, let's choose a verb traho. Traho, trahere, traxi, tractum. Okay, active. Traho, trahis, trahit, trahimus, trahitis, trahunt. Now, unlike the first and second conjugation, where that ARE or that ERE, remember you take the second principal part minus the RE, the stem is exactly what I'm saying. The stem of the verb ends in a long vowel. We haven't discussed how it's a long vowel necessarily, but ama is your stem. Doke is your stem. In this case, trahe is your stem. Trahe. But because that's a short E, that short E, when you conjugate it, when you put the endings on traho, trahere, when you put the endings on that stem trahe, that E shortens to an I. And that's why we have the I throughout. Trahis, trahit, trahimus, trahitis, tra, and then even at the end, as I've said before, they don't like that int sound. The Romans don't like it, so it's trahunt. In the passive voice, it's very, very similar. Trahor, no problem. Trahiris, and we're going to talk about this in just a second. Eris tor, mur, mini, trahimini, sorry, trahuntor. Very, very similar. You put on the one hand, in the active form, you put the active endings on, and on the passive form, you put the passive endings on, exactly like we did with amo and dokeo. However, in this one part, the second person singular traheris. They don't like that iris sound. The Romans don't like that iris, just like they don't like the int. The iris and the int sounds are very, very similar to the Roman, and they avoid it when they can, and they avoid it by in the second person singular, making it eris, traheris. And so that's the only difference. In fact, it looks just like dokeris. Romans don't have that problem with that E sound, but it looks just like dokeris here. See it, dokeris? Traheris. You would expect traheris to be consistent, but this is the only exception. And so in truth, this whole chapter is based around, in part, that one exception. And that's why I'm willing to gloss over it. Let's take a look at one more example. We'll take capio, capere, capi, captum, and this is a third IO verb. Capio, in the active voice, capio, capis, capit, capimus, I've misspelled that, capimus, capitis, and capiunt. That's the only difference. They add that I in there because it's a third IO. So in the passive, capior, we want it to be capiris, but it's going to be capiaris. Capitur, capimor, capimini, capiuntur. Again, that second person singular sound, because it's just a funny sound of the Roman ear becomes an E. And in this case, the I is retained because it's a third IO, and that's what you do with the third IO. You retain the E. There it is. So that's why we're going to pass over it, but I did feel compelled to give you the reasons why. And also this chapter, this quiz, this chapter has some great sentences that I've made into a quiz. So take the time to take that quiz. I think it's critical. I think it's great. It has some useful things with tenses that I think are really, really, really good at this stage of the game for y'all. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.